shit out of it.
Oh, well, let's go, man. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. So it's been about 2 weeks now since I last raced Calgary 70.3, which was an awesome weekend. I guess to give you guys a very quick recap of the race itself, I ended up coming third in my age group. I went 4:28, which honestly, it was my PR in terms of like overall time for 70.3, but it was a bigger PR in the sense that this was a very hilly course. I mean, the bike course had, starting off with the swim, obviously 1.9 kilometer swim. I did it in 31 minutes and something seconds, which was a PR for me. So the swim is moving in the right direction. Obviously the bike, I did a 2:10:40. Don't know what that equates to in average miles per hour, but really happy with the bike. Obviously with the 2,700 feet of elevation gain, that was a huge PR, and my biking is definitely my strength. And going into the run, I think I just pushed myself too hard on the bike, obviously, which I think every race I do, I'm learning something about. Just like I go into these races being like, hey, William, you need to pace yourself on the bike because you need to still run. But I don't learn from my mistakes, but it's slowly getting drilled into my brain every 70.3 I do. So, all in all, really, really happy with how that race went. I mean, obviously it's a step in the right direction with 70.3 Worlds coming up at the end of the year. And my main goal, basically going all the way over there, is just to, obviously I know I'm not going to win my age group at Worlds. I think that's unrealistic, but like a realistic goal for myself is just to put together a 70.3 that I'm super happy with, swim, bike, and run. I mean, obviously PR would be nice, but I just want to like feel like I had a really good day in all three of the disciplines, because every race I've done, there's always one discipline that like doesn't go as planned. But that's what makes doing this so addicting. I mean, there's highs and lows with doing these races. So I'm excited just to honestly train for the next 6 months and put my head down and grind. I'm not going to be doing any more 70.3s or full distance races. A little bit, there's some half marathons, and a couple other small races that aren't like triathlon specific that I'm going to do probably in the lead up to New Zealand. But I am racing Penticton 70.3 here in Canada in 2 weeks time. I think we're 15 days out or something. So it feels like a really quick turnaround. I honestly feel like I've been racing nonstop this entire summer. It's been like every 6-8 weeks I'm doing a 70.3 since the beginning of May, which has been good. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy racing, but also a piece of me is starting to realize like I'm not having enough time to make that significant like fitness improvement to like make a big difference. So I feel like I'm just taking baby steps, but all in all, I think gaining the race experience is good, give or take. So I definitely, I'm excited for the rest of this year. I'm excited to train. But what we're going to be doing in this video, it's going to be just a little bit of a weird weekend training vlog. I'm actually going out to the Crow's Nest Pass. My parents have like a trailer lot thing they rent for the summer, and there's a gravel race happening on Sunday. So today's Friday. There's a gravel race happening down there this Sunday, so I'm going to be participating in that. It's a 150 kilometer gravel race, 3 loops, 50 kilometers a loop with just under 4,000 feet of elevation gain per loop. So it'll be almost 1,200 feet ascent. You basically go up a mountain, down a mountain, up a mountain, down a mountain, and that's one loop. And you do that 3 times. So I'm currently just packing everything up now. I got the nutrition, what I'm obviously going to be using for the race. Shout out to Lactago. They sent me these as well as this here. And if you guys have ever used, like, I don't know the science behind it, but it's been actually like pretty nice. I've just been putting it on my calves, especially before runs, and I've been finding it just feels really good. It's kind of like an A535, or like those cold rubs that you put on sore muscles, and I don't know, it feels nice. I had a bunch of BPN gels left over, so I'm going to try to use up all these during the gravel race. Obviously heart rate strap, just electrolytes. I picked up this hydration vest because the one thing with this gravel race this weekend is it's obviously going to be like a 6-7 hour race. I think the guy who won it last year went like 6 hours 14 minutes, and I'm going to full send it. I'm going for the win. This might be very cocky and arrogant of me, but we'll probably get really humbled really fast on Sunday. But no, I'm super excited. But one thing I wanted to show you guys quick, I know I'm kind of rambling on at the start of this video. I just picked up this trainer because it's the feedback. This is what it's called. Optium Overdrive Feedback Sports Trainer. And the reason why I went ahead and bought a roller style trainer, I mean, these are a lot less expensive than, like, I have a, as you can see, like a Garmin smart trainer right there. But the thing I find with this, especially when I use it all winter long, I feel like just being in that stationary position all the time, and because I train a lot on the trainer throughout the winter, it's just, I wanted to have rollers to mix it up, and for me, it feels just a lot better on my knees and my hips. So I'm super excited about that. And this one packs up, and it weighs 10 pounds. So if I travel, go to a race, and I want to take a trainer, if I'm traveling, blah, 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 I can just pack that up, fit it in a suitcase to carry on, which will be perfect. But yeah, no, I don't know what I'm talking about. I need to finish up packing, and then it's a little afternoon, so I'm hoping I can get a swim before I leave the city, and also I'm going to get in an 8-mile run today, so I might do that in the Crow's Nest. I did 12 times 200. The first 6 were pretty much all out efforts. I think I was averaging like 132-ish per 100 meters, which is that was the hardest I've swam in a minute. So the first 6 I did pretty much all out, best average if you want to call it, and then the last 6 I just did I don't know, RPE 5, just super easy. I was coming in at 145, 146 per 100 meters. But yeah, good swim. It was I swam 3,300 meters or 3,600 yards. And yeah, so now I still have that 8-mile run to do. Just downing a quick protein shake. Finishing up packing everything. But yeah, I'm gonna drink this, go for a run. I decided I'm just gonna run here. I'm gonna go for a run, come back, load everything up, and we'll get the ball rolling. So yeah, 8 miles coming up. Alright, so 2.5 miles in, keeping it super easy. Heart rate, keeping it under 138 beats per minute. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys after this run about zone 2 runs and how I go about it, because lots of people mess it up. Alright, so 8 miles done. Average pace was 9:37. Average heart rate was about 136, 137. I'll pop it up on the screen. But yeah, I'm gonna shower quick and I'll talk to you guys about the run when I get in the truck. Alright, so just finished up that 8.2 mile run. It was about an hour and 16 minutes, 9:37 pace. And no, I mean, the biggest thing that I want to just touch on is you guys need to make sure you're keeping your easy runs easy. I mean, that's something that I made a huge mistake of when I first started. And just to put in perspective, most of my easy runs are between 9:30 minute miles and 10:30 minute miles. And honestly, it just depends on the day, depends on if it's my third session, second session, how I'm feeling, and it honestly varies. And I'm a big believer in, like, obviously using heart rate as a tool for running, especially easy runs. I use heart rate as like the main driver, just because I know usually if my heart rate's high, it's just because my body's under more fatigue, so then that just means I have to run slower, and it is what it is. But like my easy runs are like probably slower than what most people's easy runs are, yet if we were to race each other, I could probably, like, you know what I'm saying? And I think like you would be surprised even how slow like really good athletes are, or how slow they run their easy runs. So like if you're someone who's like, that's the problem with Strava and all these things, like you're constantly like, oh, I don't want to run my easy runs under 9-minute miles because that's going to make me faster. That's not true whatsoever. If that's what you think, you just need to change your mindset around it. Like, your easy run should be easy. They're simply just there to accumulate more time on feet, work on that like metabolic efficiency side of things, make you more efficient. Obviously, the more volume your body can handle, that's a huge thing when it comes to improving your running, is simply just volume. And you cannot run high volume if you're not running easy. Like, that's the problem. And you can't execute good sessions, like key sessions, if you're not running easy either. But that's the end of the rant. Yeah, so I'm just driving to my parents' house now, and I need to pick up the card thing to open the gates of the trailer. So I'm gonna pick that up, and then it's about a 2.5 hour drive to the Crow's Nest.
I know a place where we can go and be alone. So come away with me, nobody has to know.
Hey, I don't know if you guys can see, a little under 2 hour drive. Alright guys, so we made it to the Crow's Nest Pass. It's a little after 10 p.m, so I'm going to be heading to bed here pretty soon, but I thought I'd just kind of, yeah, I mean, obviously I brought a lot of stuff, but as far as the race goes, just have like a food scale in there to weigh out my carbohydrates, because for carbohydrates, we are going to be using this table sugar, of course, the OG, as well as just some protein powder. Got this for race morning. Veg. But yeah, so that's pretty much everything. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We have a swim to do. We're gonna check over the TT bike, go for a ride on it, and just double check the road bike, make sure with the gravel tires everything's kind of set up good to go. Definitely no taper for this gravel race. I'm just kind of treating it like a training day. I'm gonna send it, go all out, and just see what happens. I mean, it's gonna be like a 6.5 hour day, 7 hour day, so it'll be fun to do. I know it'll be challenging, and I'm probably gonna regret signing up for it, but I don't know. It'll be fun. Solo dolo trip out to the Crow's Nest Pass. Nobody's here with me. I'm a loser, but let's get it. All right, guys. The mountains out here look absolutely amazing. Like, just look at this. I get to ride up those this weekend. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. That bike ride is done. I just went a little over an hour, 21 miles. I'll pop it up on the screen for you guys. Now I am driving to the pool because it is 11:30, so I'm gonna be a little bit late, but I'm hoping I can get like 2K in, super easy, super chill.
Gonna take you for a ride in my brand new car. Gonna take you for a ride in my brand new car. Gonna show you how the shifter feels, cause tonight is the night that we make it real. Gonna take you for a ride in my brand new car. Gonna take you for a ride in my brand new car.
All right, so swim done. Did 2,400 meters, just recovery, pretty much swam non-stop for the majority of it. Did a couple fast 50s at the end, but now I'm gonna go get some food because I kind of forgot to honestly carb up for this race tomorrow. It's gonna be 6-7 hours of kind of just like what I would do in an Ironman. So like 220, 230 watts. All right, so stopped at Timmy's. We got a spicy chicken and rice bowl. All right, so I've just kind of been sitting here for the past couple hours, just doing some client work, and I'm gonna go for a run here shortly. I think I'm gonna run about 5 miles, 6 miles. Realize that I have to be up at probably 4:30 tomorrow because I have to be there at 6, and it's a little bit of a drive to get into town where the race is starting. So early to bed tonight because I did not sleep good last night getting in so late. But yeah, so I'll see you guys out on the run. I think I'm gonna do this really cool, pretty trail type run on the gravel up to Emerald Lake and back, and maybe a bit. We are currently like 2 miles into the run now, and I'm just gonna show you guys how beautiful it is out here. That's a weird looking mountain over there. But yeah, so the gravel race is happening way over there, and I think that's one of the hills or mountains you go over the top of, and then you come back over one of these ones or something like that. I'm not exactly sure, but where I'm running to right now is over there somewhere. The lake is over this little hump, so I'm hoping it's about 6 miles the whole way. Obviously keeping it super easy. My average pace is literally 10-minute miles, but like I said, you gotta keep your easy runs easy if you want to actually train your body to get faster. Look at that view. Yeah, so 3 miles in, almost 3 miles, I'm gonna run to the edge of this trail thing that's here, and then I'll turn around and head back. No, just look at that lake. Like, that's about as blue as it gets. And there's actually, like, over there, you can't see it, but there's a rope swing that we used to go to all the time as kids. And yeah, no, super beautiful. This water's cold as fuck. But yeah, there's also people out like climbing today, so they're halfway up that rock face. But yeah. All right, so run done. 6.2 miles an hour in 1 minute. 9:58 minute per mile pace, nice and slow. 331 feet of elevation gain. So yeah, that is the nice and easy run. I'm gonna drink a crap ton of water, chill out for a bit, upload this to STRAVA, think of a sick caption, get some more work done on my computer, and then I'm gonna take the road bike out because, as you guys, I don't actually own a gravel bike. I have a Trek Amonda, which I only have 32-inch tires on it, so I'm a little worried it might not be okay for this type of gravel, but I mean, I'm sure it'll be fine. So I'll be setting everything up tonight, getting that bike, fill up the tires, double check everything, make sure everything's tight, lube the chain. After, it's like, what time is it? 6:34. So I'm just gonna take the bike out for a short little ride. I just want to make sure everything's shifting okay on it before, and the tire pressure that I have it set to is kind of where I want it. But yeah. All right, so as far as nutrition goes, I'm not doing anything fancy. I do have, I don't know if you guys can see, I just got some Go gels, which are honestly more of kind of like an emergency backup plan once I get like 4 or 5 hours in, because from what I understand, it's 3 loops, 50 kilometers a loop, obviously like 4,000 feet of elevation gain per loop, but there is a place that you can leave yourself stuff. So what I'm thinking I'm gonna do, the biggest cheapo ever. So I'm gonna rock with literally just table sugar, roughly 100 grams of carbs an hour, just because it's not like I'm running after anything. So if I have stomach issues, I don't really care. I'd have to carry everything with me. So they're gonna have a place where you can leave stuff that you're gonna pass every single loop. It's supposed to be like 4 degrees Celsius in the morning, so that's why I'm going with the long sleeve, because it will be freaking cold, which I'm honestly happy it's gonna be a bit chilly, because I was kind of scared of it being hot, and not obviously with not being able to carry like a ton of nutrition on my bike. And the max tire clearance is 28s, and these are 32, so I'm pushing the limits, and I just hope my bike doesn't decide to kill itself on me. It'll be a long, and it's gonna suck. I know it's gonna be a long, tough day out there. Lots of climbing, lots of elevation. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the morning, bright and early. All right, guys. So it is 5 o'clock in the morning. It's freaking cold. I'm a little nervous now that I totally forgot to bring a cycling jacket because I'm an idiot. So yeah, it's gonna be cold out there. Definitely gonna have to wear, I might double up and wear 2 jerseys. Once the sun comes up, it'll get warm. So yeah, I don't even want to eat anything because I ate so much food yesterday. So I think I'm just gonna drink some fluids this morning, maybe have a couple gels, as far as just like getting some carbs in. And yeah, it's early. That's all I know. It never feels good to wake up this early. I don't care what people say, but I'm trying to get myself fired up. I'm gonna throw on some tunes, and yeah, let's go.
All right, guys, this is probably the only update you get from me. I do not have enough gears for this fucking race. I've been like 50 RPM, 280 watts up this hill some time, fucking time. I did 1 lap, and I'm 3 hours and 40 minutes in, and I'm averaging 240 watts. I just don't know if I could do another lap, to be completely honest. Like, my knee's hurting. Like, this sucks. This is worse pain, almost, compared to my... I'd rather do an Ironman. That's how I feel right now. Quads are fucked. This road bike is not meant for this. I need more gears. Guys, oh my god. Fuck. Right. Pulling out the phone for update 2. Honestly, just because I'm out here by myself. And it's getting kind of boring. But there's a cliff right there. And my legs make me just want to go off the cliff. But thought I'd show you guys some scenery. Oh yeah, I don't even know what number I am. This race started off and I was like, oh, maybe I can do well. But like, even the descents where I thought I could go fast, I just physically can't because my bike rattles so much. that my forearms are gonna like this. My forearms and hands have literally cramped up like 8 times. Oh yeah, look at that cliff. Fuck.
All right, what's going on, everyone? So it's been a couple days now since the gravel race, the Crow's Nest Pass, 150-kilometer gravel race that I kind of indecisively signed up for a couple of weeks ago. And I just wanted to break it down, do a little bit of a recap on the race and what my whole kind of gravel experience was like. So, I mean, to start it off, I mean, I just want to say I completely underestimated how hard gravel racing is. I mean, in my head, I thought, 150 kilometers, that's not that far. Like, I do way farther than that, like, for easy rides on my TT bike all the time. And, like, I knew it had lots of elevation gain. I mean, there was 3 50-kilometer loops. Every single loop you were getting in around 4,000 feet of elevation gain. So over the course of the full race, it would be about 12,000 feet, which is a lot. And when you're actually doing it, it is a lot more 290 than what you think it is. So I'd say that's the first thing before I get into the race, how it panned out for my first lap, second lap, to me ultimately DNFing. No, I mean, it was a super fun experience. Like, I definitely think I found like a new sort of thing that I want to utilize as like a way to help me become a better triathlete, as I think there's lots of really good things to take away from riding gravel. But yeah, race all in all, the first thing was way harder than I thought. Second thing is, you can use a road bike, but I think if you want to enjoy I think if the race was 50 to 100 kilometers, it would have been such a different story. But like, it was going to be an 8-hour day if I were to do that third lap. And like, just using my road bike with the tiny 32-inch tires that I had, like, it wasn't even like, it was like my upper body was just destroyed from all the rattling. And like, I had a couple of flats, which I'll get into. Honestly, yeah, I don't really know what else to say about the race as a whole, besides, one, it was super fun. I did love it, but it was harder than I thought. And that kind of, I guess, is what is making me want to do another one for sure in the future. Of course, my main focus is obviously triathlon, getting kind of the top of the amateur field in Ironman racing. But no, so starting off, I guess the race, we started at in downtown Crow's Nest Pass, Blairmore, I think is the town that we started at. And the gun went off at 7 a.m. where, of course, there was probably about 60, 70 people, and we all started heading out. And at first, I'm not gonna lie, I think I was definitely humbled by this day in a hole, because I thought I was gonna, honestly, like, a piece of me thought I could win the whole thing. I mean, like, I'm a decent cyclist, an Ironman, like, whatever. And like, it was like 10 guys went to the front and just took off. Like, I tried staying with them, but I was pushing 300 some watts, dropped back, and I was just like, there's no way, like, I'm going to destroy myself. Because the thing is, some people were doing just 50 kilometers, some people doing 100. So I was like, what if these people are only doing one lap? And yeah, it's only going to be a 2-hour race, so you can push yourself. And it was just like, so it kind of messed me up. And then I had to like change my way of thinking. Okay, this is you're solo doloing this freaking gravel race. Like, don't care about anybody else. You need to pace yourself. Like, this is not a matter. This isn't a 70.3. This is going to be an 8-hour day. Like, this, honestly, it felt like an Ironman in a certain way. And yeah, I mean, so basically how the ride started. So on each 50-kilometer loop, there was 2 really big climbs. And basically the first one starts right off the get-go. And the problem with my bike was, not that it was a huge problem, but it definitely just made it harder to get through the entire race, was the fact that I was using a 52-36 chainring. Like, the chainring on my road bike, I literally took off my old TT bike just because it was 165 millimeter cranks. So like, no word of a lie, I go up the first climb and it was about a 50-minute climb almost. And it was like I was pushing like between 240, 280 watts, just within that range, and like moving at like 6 miles an hour, and RPMs were like 50, so my legs are like barely turning over. I can just feel like my muscles were just getting destroyed doing that. And like I remember after that first like 15 minutes or 45 minutes, I was like, heart rate was around 170. Like it was literally like threshold. Like I was like, how am I supposed to do this? Not only for a second time this lap on a way steeper hill, but for two more laps. Like I was already like in my own head about it. But I was like, you all know what? Like it's gonna suck, but like it's gonna feel good when you finish, and that's just what I kept telling myself. So after you finish the first climb, you get a really nice descent, I thought it was gonna be nice, but it ended up being like lots of washboard because these are old trunk roads. Like it's through the mountains. The gravel roads aren't necessarily like extremely well taken care of because they're just trunk roads at the end of the day. So like it was like extreme, like literally like this, like washboard. So like I'm trying to fly down, like not touching my brakes, and like it was like, I swear to God, my neck is still sore from just rattling the whole way down. Like I'm going 30 miles an hour, ripping down loose gravel with my skinny 32-inch tires relative to the terrain that I should have, like gravel bikes, you can fit like up to 42-inch tires. It's way smoother going over that kind of stuff. So anyway, that made it really hard. Just because like I thought I could make up time on the downhills, but then I was like, I had to brake because I thought I was going to eat shit because I was like bouncing all over the place. And like the amount of times my bottle would fall out, I'd sprint back up the hill and lay my bike down. Like it was just like, I was so in my head from that first lap, and I probably rode with it was just my front tire. I saw I was getting low, and I honestly, like I had 2 tubes in my bag, so I wasn't really worried. And I just figured, you want to know what, screw it. Like I'll get through this first lap and I'll look at it. It wasn't completely flat, but it was getting really low. And eventually I rode maybe 15 more minutes, and then it got really low. So I was like, okay, shit. So I hopped off my bike. It took me probably like 25 minutes to change the stupid thing. Some guy stopped to actually help me, which was super nice. Got my front tire changed, filled it up. I had a CO2 cartridge. Boom, was off to the races. Going up the second climb, this one was like quite a bit harder than the first one. It was definitely shorter, but it was just way more steep. Like I think the steepest part, like if I can figure out a way to take a screenshot and pop it up, but like at one point you're going up like 22% grade, and like when I'm talking 320 watts is making me move 4 miles an hour, I'm not even kidding. And again, it was that same like 50, 60 RPM type, just grinding of the pedals to get myself to move forward. But anyway, got through the second climb. And at the very top, right before you come down for the second ascent that basically takes you back into town, I legit saw a mountain lion or a cougar run across like 15 feet in front of me. And of course I'm going up this hill, not moving very fast. And I just thought like, I might actually get eaten by some wildlife today. Like it actually ran through my mind. So that was fun. And then, yeah, I mean, got to the top, sent it the whole way down. Of course, when you're coming off a climb like that for 30, 45 minutes straight, and like you're going fast downhill, I feel like I just like was honestly just like, I didn't care. And I can see why people get hurt. Like you're fatigued, and then you go straight into a downhill where like you have to be like actively braking, dodging rocks and potholes and all these different things. And it's like, it definitely made it like a lot interesting and exciting. And yeah, so the first loop was done. I went through, came up to the finish line, went right through the timing chip area that they had. I'll pop up my time for my first lap on the thing. I think I was in second place after the first lap for the 150 for the group of us that were doing the 150. So I was in a good position, even though I got a flat tire. Like I managed to still kind of cook a little bit when I was actually going. And then out for the second lap, I mean, I was 2.5 hours in at this point, 2 hours, 45 minutes in. So I'm going out for my second lap, that first climb. And I just like, again, slow, steady grind the whole way. it's a long 40-50 minutes-ish like climb up, and then of course you get the descent. And I just remember going up that second ascent, like I was like, I kind of made it the decision up in my mind, like, hey, I'm 4.5-5 hours into this ride right now. I'm going to descend, and then I have to climb up to the ski hill once I get to town, which is another 10-minute small climb. And then I'm going to have to go out for a third loop. And in retrospect, like I do race a 70.3 next weekend. So like that was also running through my head. So like, although I did DNF, like it wasn't because I was like, oh, there's no way I could possibly finish this. In a way, like I mentally just told myself like, hey, there's no point me pushing this, like putting myself through this 8-hour day just for this belt buckle. I mean, it would have been sick. I did pay the money to be there, and I'm not one to like, I'd hate the thought of even DNFing, but this wasn't this was, I kind of picked this race as a training day. Like if I was in an Ironman or a 70.3, I would walk to the finish line if I had to. I would not DNF a race like that. But so I kind of mentally made that note going up the second climb. I was just like, okay, like I'm done after this lap. Like my legs are starting to definitely feel it. I feel like I'm from a training benefit taking me into this next 70.3. I was like, I'm past that point. Descended back into town, loop through, and then I don't know, something hit me. I'm like, well, no, screw it, let's send it for the third lap. Honestly, YOLO, completely. Like, and got to the first climb, made it maybe 5 minutes, and like I went to stand up to like just to push power, because like sitting, like I was just trying to stretch stuff out. Boom, chain snaps. And honestly, so obviously I had to DNF right then because my chain was broke, but like it was honestly a blessing in disguise. I normalized 225 watts for the 5 hours and 40 minutes. So very solid, like tempo, upper aerobic type effort, similar to what I would do in an Ironman. 8,000 feet of elevation gain. And like, this was only 2 laps. That's the crazy part. Like, and I have so much respect for people who do these gravel races. Like, it was hard, mentally, physically, straight out hard. And yeah, I mean, average heart rate for the 5 hours and 40 minutes was 152. So like, I was pushing hard. My average cadence was 71 RPMs, which is low for me. Like, I consider myself someone who spins a little more. But yeah, no, I just wanted to recap the race. I hope this part wasn't super boring. It's the 14th of August. Today it is Wednesday. I did the race on Sunday, so obviously I came back in my apartment. And no, this upcoming weekend I got Geo. If you guys watch the Golf Coast videos, I'm sure if you guys follow me, you guys know who Geo is. He's one of my athletes. He's become a good friend of mine. He's flying out on Friday. He's just coming to hang out for a few days. Also, Dimmy, another one of my athletes, he's flying in from Toronto because we're driving out to Penticton he's doing the full Ironman, I'm doing the 70.3. So lots of stuff coming up. Super excited. I mean, training has just been going well all around since Calgary. I'm definitely going into this race. I'm excited to race, but I feel like I've raced so much this summer that also a piece of me is excited just to get into a really good rhythm of training and really just put my head down and focus on 70.3 Worlds, because I mean, I have big goals there, and I know I'm not going to win my age group at 70.3 Worlds, but what I would really like to do is just go there and have like just a really good performance in my own eyes. Like, I don't care about where I place amongst others or if I beat somebody else. Like, I literally just want to feel like I had a sick performance. So that's kind of my main thing that I'm going to be focusing on this fall. It's a huge priority. But yeah, no, I'm going to wrap this up here. I've been talking for so goddamn long. Thank you guys so much for watching these videos, and hope you guys enjoyed the little bit of training vlog / me telling you about how I DNF'd a gravel race. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Maybe I'll get another video out to you guys before 70.3 Penticton, which is next weekend. If not, I'm sure I'll put together a little race video for you guys. And yeah, see you guys in the next one.